In this video, we're going to show you how to navigate any convention and any career fair and make sure you exit it with an internship or full-time offer. Let's get into it.
FormAWin for over 4 months now.
Part of the FormAWin community for a couple months now.
I just got my first internship.
I just landed my first internship.
Biggest thing I want you guys to do is take one thing away from today and make sure you implement it in your life.
100% directly resulted in me getting an internship offer.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Mike with FormAWin here to help you guys get your first engineering job or get promoted quicker. Today we're covering the SHPE National 2025 convention and what to do in the middle of the convention. You can apply this to any career fair or event. We've done previous videos on what to do before and after the event, so feel free to check those out. I'll link them down below. But today we're going to be covering 10 things you need to do right now, today, to make sure you get all the value you can out of it, because I know you guys spend a lot of money traveling, preparing, and going to these conferences, especially this one. So I want to make sure you guys get the most out of it. If you guys need any additional support or help from me or my team, feel free to reach out. We have a school community. We do weekly calls where we cover resume, interview prep. Those are the basic stuff. And then we go a little bit more in depth with strategic development, how to network, how to build relationships, and how to make the most of every situation. So again, feel free to reach out. Those are just some things. If you need more one-on-one support, feel free to text me as well. My number is 305-923-8724. Again, 305-923-8724. Just send the word SHPE and I'll help you out. So let's get into the video. All right, guys, we're gonna break this up step by step. We have 10 things here. Again, get a pen, piece of paper. Let's get into it. The first one we're gonna be covering is finding a VP now. When you get into the conference, look for some of these high profile players. They'll have name tags, you'll be able to see them, you'll be able to identify them, or you might need to talk to some people. But once you identify them, you need to just go and shake their hand, be direct, don't be scared. You know, when you go out and network and you kind of put yourself out there, you're there. The worst thing that happens is they say no or something else like that, but like nothing bad is gonna happen. The only thing that's gonna be really bad is the regret later from you thinking you should have went out and tried to shake a hand or make a connection. And that's the biggest thing with this number one, because there's so many companies that go to these conventions and career fairs, and we wanna make sure we make the most of them. And the biggest thing that I see people missing out on is these opportunities, and these opportunities that we want, such as finding these positions, internships, full-time offers, or just anything, aren't gonna come to us by just waiting around and seeing what happens, right? Maybe waiting in line, maybe doing this or that. You need to be direct sometimes, and you need to go out, be a little bit bold, and that's what this is gonna require. Find a VP. If you're struggling, if you hit all the boosts you wanted to hit already, you already went over your game plan. Again, maybe you need a game plan, so we talk about that. We've made previous videos, but right now in that case, if that's where you're at, you're in the middle of this, go find a VP now. Go run around, look at all the name tags, find a VP, all right? So that's the biggest thing. I want you guys to make sure you go do that. All right, guys, number two is to connect on LinkedIn now, right away. So the biggest thing here that I see people missing out on is as students, right, as we're kind of going around, if it's a recruiter, if it's someone you're interviewing with, if it's someone at a booth, that's cool. We need to connect with them right then and there. I need you to get their name. I need you to put it up in LinkedIn, say, okay, all right, cool, that's you. And then when you connect with them, add a note. If you don't have LinkedIn Premium, get it. It's $20 a month. You already spent a lot of money on this convention, so just get it if you don't have it, but then you're gonna send a connection. Add a note, make it happen. And you guys need to do that right away. You know, one of the biggest things we touched on last video is when you go around, connect with people, get their number, take a picture with them, take a selfie. That way you remember them, and that way you have that so you can lean on that and reference that later down the road when you follow up with them and build that appropriate relationship. That's just one of the tactics that we teach, but that's something that you really need to do. But as far as LinkedIn goes, LinkedIn is the brand of engineers, right? So you need to make the most of it. Now, I want you guys to kind of process this with me. I want you to slow down during the convention. Sometimes we move a little fast. Sometimes we get to a booth, there's a big line, we see everyone waiting, and we're like, okay, we're gonna go talk to this recruiter, get in there, resume, boom, 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 and just make it happen super quick. I want you guys to take a step back and slow down when you approach these booths, and make sure you make the most of every second. You only have a spare amount of time, and you need to make the most of it. So one thing you should do is number three, which is get a picture. I need you guys to take a selfie with them. I need you guys to take a picture of you. Ask someone to take a picture of you in front of the booth at line maybe, or just regardless. I want you guys to go post a picture today. If that's in front of the sign, if you didn't post a picture already, you need to. I need you guys to document some stuff that you go throughout your journey. This should apply to engineering projects as well, but right now at the convention, this is a historical moment for you. This is important. This convention could change your life, and you should document that. And if you document it, that's gonna help you kind of put it into reality. So that's just, you know, a lot of stuff that we just covered there, but moral of the story is post a picture. Make it happen. That's gonna boost your brand. Other people are gonna see you, tag some people, tag SHPE, do the hashtags, do all that stuff right then and now. Maybe post one each day, but make sure you do that right now. So this is the next biggest one. I want you guys to attend a mixer. Typically these happen in the evening. Maybe it's a group gathering together, right? They have these all the time. So check the schedule, go coordinate, go talk with people, talk with workers, whatever it is. This is the biggest thing you guys need to do. Do not skip it. Yes, sleep is important. I agree. But at the same time, missing out on this, I don't know, you'll have to weigh the risk based off how you feel. But with this said, when you guys go attend a mixer, I want you guys to make sure you don't go just hang out with some friends or people that you know, right? Circulate. You need to meet new people. You're there to make new connections and meet new people. Sure, we want to build some strong relationships, right? Quality, you know, some that I always say and that I've spoken about before is at some point quantity can beat quality and quantity has a quality of its own. So if you get everybody connected and you need to be energetic, you need to be uplifting, you need to benefit their life. Every person you talk to, you should leave them better than you found them, whether that's putting them in a good mood, complimenting them. You have gum so your breath doesn't stink, so that way when they talk to you, you're like, oh wow, cool. You know, I mean, it was good talking with this guy because his breath didn't stink, right? So I mean, that's just one basic thing, but the moral of the story is to go talk around with a bunch of people and make sure that you coordinate, get connections, and you never know who's going to be there. So every person that you talk to, I need you to treat it as if that's going to be the one handshake that's going to change your life. And you're only going to be able to do that at the conference, but then also take second advantage at some of these mixers. Go out and do that tonight. The next one we have here is follow up in person. Now, this is a little bit different, a little bit unique, but at the same time, if you want some unique results, you need to do things unique, right? So kind of adopt that mentality with everything you do. You're gonna get a little bit further ahead in all of these areas. So following up in person, typically we would go back home, write down the name of these emails, wait for them to reach back out to us, follow up after a week. And you know, we try to stay professional and try to do this thing according to how they say, or if they went and the day before you talk with them, they said, okay, we'll follow up in a few weeks or after we do everything, right? No, go back the next day. If it's a company you're serious about, go back and say, hey, I just wanted to thank you for the chat yesterday. It was super awesome. I learned these things, X, Y, and Z. I thought it was really cool. I'm excited for the future and different interviews and different things coming up. What do you think I can do to prepare for them? Now, typically some companies are going to have some in-person interviews maybe the morning of or the last day of the conference and in the morning. So you want to kind of stage this appropriately, right? So if this is the middle of the conference and you're in there right now, number one, obviously go talk with them. But if you already talked with them, go follow up with them today. Don't wait a week. Don't wait till later. It's not weird. Just go out and build a relationship, make them remember you. If you have 3 points of contacts the first, second, and third day, and everyone else only has 1 point of contact, they're more likely to remember you if you leave a good impression. It's kind of coordinated with the previous one, but a little bit different. So secure an interview, right? Listen, I need you guys to kind of adopt the mentality we just talked about where I need you to take your shot, right? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. We can all agree on that. This is just taking your shot. I'd rather you risk them remembering you and you getting a position and getting an interview and getting an internship and making these dreams happen and come to life versus you risking them not remembering you and you risking not getting the position. So this is just one big key point. So number one, follow up over here, right? But then secure an interview. If you ask them and on the third day say, hey, listen, I want to schedule an interview. Can we make that happen? We can coordinate right now and make it happen. I'm serious about this. If you go in with that attitude or rephrase that a little bit, that's the biggest thing. Just go out, chase these opportunities and make it, but there's no harm in asking to secure an interview. If you're at this convention and you didn't really have too many meaningful conversations, right? Because you should be watching this in the middle of a convention, career fair, or whatever it is that you're at right now, and you're kind of struggling to make the most of it. It's like, well, why don't we just go out and shoot our shot? So I want you guys to go secure an interview today. This is another key secret, super cool, super great. Team up with peers. Now, listen, there's a few ways that you can do this. Number one is going to be to strategize and break up the conference together. So if this is today in the middle of the conference, you guys have plenty of time to cover everything because what you can do is split it up. If you're in a group of 3, 4, whatever it is, say, okay, I'm going to get this section, I'm going to get this section, you're going to get this section, we're going to meet up at lunch, we're going to talk about it and trade intel. Right? So that's a great way to kind of travel abroad and see what we have going on. And if there's one company that one of your buddies wants to go to and you want to go to another one, that's when we could talk about some strategic planning to team up with your peers, where then your buddy who should have made a good impression because you're watching the FormAWin videos, right? If you made a good impression, you can say, hey, you know, this is my friend Zach or X, Y, and Z, and they're really interested in this. I know I just talked to you yesterday, so you're kind of doing a double whammy there. We're allies here. We're competitors, but we're also allies, right? Because these are big companies. They're hiring lots of people depending on what the situation is, and there's no reason that if you're surrounding yourself with like-minded people as well as awesome engineers, you should want to refer them anyway, but that's going to make you look good too to refer some great candidates. So, I mean, there's there's so much to unpack there, because you're getting another contact point, how we talked about the 3 contact points, and now this, and you're helping out your friend. I mean, there's just so much goodness going on, it's not even funny. So I need you guys to go do that. Team up with your peers, don't be scared. You're allies, you're a team, make it happen. For this next one, lean on the SHPE family. Listen, it's a great organization. There's so much family, so many bonds, so much awesome stuff. And the biggest thing with this is, something that I tell people when they go into interviews to relate to the interviewer is to talk about family, because more often than not, people have family. So that's an easy thing to connect with and something related to, because it should be important to you. It's important to me. But the thing here that you can connect with anyone about is their passion for SHPE, right? Because I mean, they're throwing together this huge, awesome conference, and you're here trying to make the most of this stuff happen. They are too, and it's a great experience. So you guys can kind of lean on that. This is a great icebreaker, but also take a little bit of pride in it, right? I mean, you're there to make the most of it. Other people are there to make the most of it. Go in there and just experience it all for as much as you can, and ride on that energy, ride on that motivation, ride on that pride, because all of that is going to transfer into your energy, which is going to help out every single other point. This is a quick one, but you guys kind of need to remember this, right? Because not a lot of people talk about it too much, or it's not as cemented, and I want to make sure this is kind of in the front of your brain where it's like, okay, this is it. And then, if you're watching this for another career fair or another event, find something that really just drives you, that's like really filling you with purpose, and that's making you want to say, okay, we need to make this happen today. I'm serious about my career. This is my dream, and just ride on that, because that alone is going to transfer so much energy. That's going to help you get a position. This one is super important. Don't eat alone. Obviously, everyone talks about that, but how about we apply a little bit more strategic strategy? So if we're talking about eating, and depending on where we're at, if we're grabbing food, and then we're saying, okay, do you mind if I sit here at this lunch table and you're trying to connect with people, right? That's cool, but that's kind of what everyone does, right? So again, if we want to be unique and do things a little bit differently, maybe we strategize this a little bit more in depth, where if we're talking to a recruiter, an engineer, or someone we really want to build a connection with, or a peer, whatever the case is, this person we want to connect with, and maybe it's going a little rocky, maybe it's not, but we started the conversation before we got food, or before we got a cup of coffee, and then what we can do is say, hey, can we go continue over a cup of coffee or over some food really quick? Look, it's right over there. Why don't we go grab a quick cup? And then they'll say, yeah, sure, right? Because like just start walking towards it. Like super quick, let me just grab a quick cup of coffee. We can keep talking. That's a great relationship builder, icebreaker, transfer, because depending on how the conversation is going, let's just play it hypothetically. If the conversation is going well, that's only going to make it go even better, because now you guys are bonding over food or coffee or whatever you guys go into line for, or whatever it is, right? And then if it's not going too well, then that might just break the ice a little bit more for them to kind of offer and say, you know what, all right, I'll give you a shot. Then that's going to give you a second chance, but it's also going to build a relationship because you're doing something personal. So then that from there, you'll have to figure it out from there. We could help you out, but that's really unique, and you guys should be thinking creatively. And there's for sure other ways to do that, but don't eat alone. Don't let that just be kind of at the forefront, right? There's some really secret good sauce if you kind of think creatively and try to be unique. That's the biggest thing I want you guys to do, so you can go out and form a win. Last but not least here, finish strong. So thank you for watching the video, making it all the way here. You're a true 1%er in terms of getting through this and really caring about your career. Not many people will sit through this and actually want to listen and educate. So the biggest thing I can give you here for a finish strong and getting through this is I want you to kind of think back, right? Don't take this aggressively, but think back to any time in your life where someone told you can't make it, or you had some limiting belief where you're not capable of being an engineer, or maybe imposter syndrome. Take some of those feelings, write down like maybe 5 to 10 of them, or a few people if they said something to you, or whatever it is, right? And use that as fuel to prove them wrong. Right? The biggest thing in life is, if you're doing something different, unique, and really great, you're going to get some challenges and some different people saying different things. So instead of being discouraged, something one of my mentors had told me before is that pressure can either make diamonds or burst pipes, right? So kind of envision that. And we're engineers, so we should understand that. But instead of letting the pressure burst our pipe, how about we lean into the pressure so it can build diamonds and make us into a diamond, and lean into it and use it as fuel to the fire. So I really encourage you to do that, because that puts it into perspective and saying, hey, my career is super important. This is my dream. I want to make it happen, and there's no reason I can't make it happen. I'm going to prove everyone wrong and go out, do this unique, and be the best engineer in the world. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. You got a lot of value out of this. Feel free to rewatch it, take more notes, go more in depth, and feel free to reach out to us if you ever need any help with anything, or you want more one-on-one coaching, or whatever it is, right? Because that's going to help you get to the next level, compress timeframes, and go out and accomplish your dreams. We got your back for life. Talk soon.